about a week and a half ago, I got banned on Twitch. Totally random. Wasn't sure what happened. Thought it was a mistake. Thought, hey, no problem. You know, I'll file the appeal. I'll play the game and just kind of let this work itself out. So a couple days went by, a couple more days went by, and Saturday was coming up, and I didn't hear anything back. And I totally get it. Like, you know, Twitch, the appeal process is humans. I don't think the ban process is humans. And so it gets them into a situation like this where I got banned. I feel like, and I'm just saying, this is me speculating, I feel like no one reviewed that ban. I got auto banned, and it took a human to then unban me. And so it's basically like, you know, guilty until proven innocent with this stuff. And you know, you get this letter that's like, you are banned indefinitely. Everything has been removed. You can't do anything. If you try to create another account and circumvent what we're doing, we'll ban that too. It's pretty, you know, it sounds pretty harsh. But I get it. They got to be. So anyways, I filed the appeal. Thought maybe, hey, you know what? This is gonna work itself out, you know? It's gonna work itself out. And dude, what is going on? Dude, thank you so much. Dude, beat it. Thanks for gifting a sub. Appreciate it. But I thought it'll work itself out. And then when Saturday came around, you know, I still was kind of like, okay, like, I get it. Like, humans need to lift the ban. It's New Year's week, the week of Christmas vacation. You know, most people take 2 weeks off. And most large corporations are pretty much dead at the end of the year, unless you're a retail corporation. Even then, it's still a kind of a skeleton crew, because I've worked in those areas. Yes, it is, you know, super busy, but still, you know, it's kind of a skeleton crew. So I totally get it. And you know, last week I streamed on YouTube. It actually went really good. It went really good. Outside of not having, you know, my automations and all kinds of other stuff that, you know, make me feel cozy. Flashing lights, you know, for some reason that makes me feel cozy. You know, it's familiar. I didn't have any of that, but it turned out really, really good. So it made me think, man, maybe I should do this. But during that stream, I got unbanned. And it wasn't like I didn't get a response to my appeal at all. It was just like, magically my account worked. And I think we kind of found out from Discord that maybe someone in Twitch possibly was in my Discord and then saw what was going on, and I was streaming on YouTube, and then possibly talked to someone at Twitch. I mean, this is all kind of like, I didn't go into detail. I didn't really want to like, hey, what internal process did you try, you know, or circumvent? So I didn't want to say anything, and I didn't want to know too much, but I think that's what happened. Is that someone in my Discord knew I was a human, and saw me streaming on YouTube Live because I couldn't stream on Twitch because I was banned, and then they got it lifted. So anyways, ban got lifted. They didn't follow up to my appeal right away. It was just like this magic lifted the ban, which is fine with me. Although I did want to let the process kind of play out. You know what I mean? Like I didn't want any special treatment because I'm like no one on Twitch, you know? I mean, everyone's someone on Twitch, and everyone's no one on Twitch. I mean, there are some people who are, you know, pretty high up in Twitch, but, you know, I'm not even partner. I'm affiliate. I stream once a week for an hour, you know, it's just me. Which is funny because I applied for partner the week before, so that's gonna be an auto reject on that application, so. Anyways, but then I finally got the appeal back. I kind of want to show it. I don't know if I can. I don't know what parts of my screen are going to show if I press a button. Everyone close your eyes really quick. Close your eyes really quick. And then I'll see if this button does the right thing. Okay, let me minimize everything that could possibly get me in trouble. Hello, Techno Tim. Due to repeated or severe terms of services, with your account was indefinitely suspended. That's what you get the first time. It's just like straight up this, plus a whole bunch of other stuff that says like, yeah, if you try to circumvent this, we'll basically come to your house. No, it doesn't say that, but it says a whole bunch of stuff. But then it says, upon further review, it appears that this suspension was the result of your account displaying activity associated with compromised accounts. So news to me. So something to do with my account made it seem like it was a compromised account. I don't know what that is. I mean, I can imagine what that is, right? They're basically just saying like, hey, your account was doing something that looked like a bot, right? Looked like a bot. I totally get that. And but from there it says, this compromise may have been caused by activities that took place away from our website and typically occur through a variety of methods. The suspension of your Twitch account has now been reverted and your account has been reset. All authorized apps and or tokens have been revoked, and the next time you log back in, it will prompt you to change your password. Alternatively, you can do so now with the link, and then you will not get penalized for the suspension. So basically, they're saying, hey, something happened to your account. We don't know what it was. It looked like bad stuff. It may or may not have been on Twitch itself, but we're going to undo everything. And by the way, click on this link and you're going to have to reset all your stuff back up. So that's kind of like, that's all I know. That's all I know. I would love to know more. I get it. They can't like say, oh yeah, it was exactly this at this time. This is what tripped our alerts. No, I mean, they're not going to tell me exactly what it was, but it would be nice to say like, hey, it was someone using this token, you know, like developer type stuff. Because I have bots. My bots say stuff. My bot's in here right now saying a whole bunch of stuff. And I thought maybe that was it. And who knows? If I get banned tomorrow, that is it. So not much to go by. Not much to go by at all. And so that's kind of what I have to work with. And then the real kicker on all of this was after all of it, I was like, okay, cool. You know, cool. I'm back in. What I'm going to do is click on this link. And then when I clicked on that link, it would ask me to reset my password. And then when I reset my password, it would tell me I need to send a link to my email. And then it'd send a link to my email. I click on it, say set your password. As soon as I set the password, it said something went wrong. So I was like stuck, not even being able to unlock my account and reset my password. So I had to open, and there's no way to talk to Twitch through this, right? And I can't log into the appeals website to tell them. So I'm like stuck having to like find their support buttons to tell them that I have a problem signing in, and then they're sending me all of these other articles to go do. Basically, don't contact us for support if you can't sign in. Go do these other things. So basically, I had to log a ticket that said I'm having a problem with 2FA. I need my 2FA reset, even though it didn't, and tell them, hey, the link that you're sending me does not allow me to unlock my account. I can't unlock my account. It's like hard locked. It's like hard locked, like because every time I try to reset my password, it says something went wrong. So yeah, and so it's like, yeah, like I get it. Like I totally get it. Safety first, and you know, but I still feel like there should be some kind of threshold. Like I get it. Like if my account was behaving like a bot and doing bad things, who knows what, you know, that's not good for me. That's not good for the community. That's not good for anyone who goes to Twitch. So I get it. But at the same time, I kind of feel like maybe, I don't know, maybe reset my password instead of banning me. It must have been bad. I don't know what it was. And I'm willing to bet. That has something to do with one of my bots. And I wrote some code. And for some reason, it was like in a crash loop, just trying to like request tokens over and over and over, you know, and that's my best guess, is that like it was actually my bot. I wasn't doing anything bad. My account wasn't compromised, but my code was probably requesting refresh tokens over and over and over because, you know, I write bad code every now and then. And I'm assuming that's what happened. That's my best guess. So yeah, that's it. The saga is over until next time. Yeah, the saga is over until next time. So that was my experience for the last week. But you know what? It showed me a couple of things. Showed me that hey, YouTube Live is a thing, and people showed up. Like I didn't tell anyone I was there. I think there was a Discord alert that went out. That would have been a great test, but I didn't know it was going to do that. I kind of have an idea it might because I wrote some of that code, but at the same time, it wasn't a video. There are lights flashing, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to ignore. I need to get back into my list of events so I can make sure I see what's happening. But you know, that was kind of eye-opening. Like, you know, I've only streamed on YouTube Live once before, and that was to open up my 100K plaque for YouTube. A lot of people showed up. I was like, ooh, maybe there's something here because there's so much discoverability. But that's kind of what's going on outside of getting unbanned from Twitch. A lot of stuff. Like you can kind of see some stuff here. Got a lot of devices up here. I'm working on something, trying to get it out. It's actually the new PiKVM Switch. You could see those red lights and a green light there. So PiKVM released a Switch. They sent me one. I've been testing it for a while, but they've been like rapidly iterating on some firmware and getting it out. So it's pretty cool. I want to say I helped him this morning, but no. I gave him a couple of ideas, and like 40 minutes later, the code was written and published to PiKVM. He's like, go update your PiKVM. It's live now. So pretty cool. It was pretty cool working with them this morning and trying to make sure that I totally understand this. But the PiKVM Switch is pretty cool. It's pretty advanced. This thing is advanced because you're basically getting like a whole nother computer. That's pretty awesome. So anyways, that's what I've been working on. I hope to have that out soon. I would love to have it out, early in the week. But we'll see. As you can see, things are still kind of in pieces. So, anyways, man, let's talk about you guys for a little bit because that was a long blab. Like I usually don't just blab on and on and on without like checking in on you guys and see what you're saying. But yeah, that was awesome. That man was awesome. I don't mind it though. Actually, I don't mind it. My wife even asked. She's like, "Are you gonna stream on YouTube today or Twitch?" I was like, "I gotta go on Twitch. Like I gotta at least come back here at least once." Not that I'm going anywhere. But yeah, she was like, okay. So yeah, got to share the unbanned story. Just did. Hopefully that's okay. So let's see. Yeah, let's go. Owen, how's it going? Owen loves rice. I love rice too. I love rice. That is like my comfort food. Today I learned how to use GitHub Actions to deploy Docker image package. That is awesome. So you use the GitHub action to deploy Docker image package. I think so. You're basically using an action to build your container image, possibly, and then push it to your container registry, probably there on GitHub. I assume that's what's going on, and that's awesome. That is awesome. It's fun building stuff in CI because it's fun. It's fun. It's like automated for sure. Looks like I got unbanned VirtualX. I did. It's good to be back. It is bright in here too. It is getting warm and toasty. When you guys put it in light mode here, it's like, woo, the lights are on. Let's see. You don't have to change it. But yeah. Oh yeah. I need to make the dark mode even darker. We'll see. I'll work on that. Nate Maste. Nice. I'm learning Azure DevOps, I know, and will be applying what I've learned to GitHub Actions and or GitLab Next. That is awesome. Like, there's no shame. There's no shame in the Azure game. I will say that, no shame in the Azure game. Not at all. I mean, it's what the number 2 cloud in the world, right? You got AWS and you got Azure, and then GCP probably really far behind. And yeah, I mean, there's no shame in that. I mean, you're using cloud technologies, all valuable, all transferable. If that I know wasn't, I know, like like what I thought you were talking about. But awesome, that is awesome. So you're saying like, hey, you're learning Azure DevOps, probably for work, maybe for work or next job. But on top of that, you're going to apply that to things you want to learn outside of there, which is awesome. So GitHub Actions and GitLab. Yeah, it's super fun. So speaking of GitHub Actions, GitLab. So GitLab, if you're doing Azure DevOps, I think that's going to be more like, the pipelines are going to be more, I think, like GitLab. But GitHub Actions are pretty awesome. It's pretty unique, and they took a unique approach to a CI pipeline. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty awesome. Glad to see you here, PC Geek. How's it going, man? Good to see you. Oh yeah. I think earlier we were talking about, we hit 10,000 members in our Discord, so that is pretty awesome. PC Geek's been counting down the members, and then I have a cleanup script that runs every day that cleans up people who haven't agreed yet to our terms, which is pretty basic stuff. And, every day we get closer and closer, and then it cleans them up. We get closer and closer, it cleans them up. Like, for some reason, people click in and don't agree. So I might be improving that a little bit. I know I've been hard-headed about the code that I wrote, but, I might I might give in and go the Discord route and do their agreement, because like then it's like 2 clicks, right? Anyways, pretty cool. 10K. That is awesome. That is awesome. Nate Maste. I just got her. I like it. I got her. I just got her my Protectly. I just got my Protectly 1610 and installed OpenSense on it. Got my 3rd NUC waiting on the RAM, and then I'm gonna use your Ansible playbook to deploy K3s cluster to my 3 NUCs. That is awesome. Yeah, perfect. I mean, that's kind of exactly why I built it. Was you get 3 machines, physical, virtual, and you could just deploy it to it. So that's awesome. You'll have to let me know how it goes. I was rapidly iterating on that a lot. Lately, my CI's been broken, and I can't tell if it's GitHub. Well, I know it's not GitHub. I can't tell if it's my virtual machines in Proxmox, or if it has something to do with something else, but I don't know. I've been having problems with it lately, so I haven't been merging any PRs, probably for like the last month and a half. There aren't many. But I need to get CI working again. But anyways, let me know how it goes. We'll test in production on your machines, on your NUCs. So that is awesome. Yeah, lots of low power devices. I like it, but powerful at the same time. Especially, the VP 1610, pretty powerful, and the same with NUCs. They are for sure. Yakto, how's it going? I skipped over one. Marchable. I thought that was like my bot saying something. Techno Tim, unfortunately, just cleaning. Hey, that's okay. That is okay, just cleaning. You got me on that. That is fine too. I don't mind cleaning. I don't mind it actually. Well, it depends on what it is. There's fun cleaning, which is, like breaking down my boxes and organizing stuff, and then there's, not fun cleaning. Either way, it's totally fine. Totally fine. I did some cleaning last night at about, midnight. I was like, I need to make some more room, and I started tearing all of the stuff that I have in boxes out of boxes. I'm kind of over boxes unless it has to be in a box. So then I'm like trying to decide, like, what's the rule for a box? Like, okay, if it stacks, it doesn't need to be in a box. If it doesn't stack, it probably needs to be in a box. So, it's because I have so many random things. But anyways, glad you're here. Yakto, here we go. Back to here. Yakto, YWS, CEO, working on the Moonshot Chassis this weekend, looking and getting this cartridges deployed as container worker nodes. Wait, hold on a second. Whoa, what's going on? Hey, MTD Grease Monkey. Hey, Resub Prime, thank you so much. 9 months. Hey, hello. How's it going? Dude, Grease Monkey, thank you so much. Appreciate it. But you're working on the Moonshot Chassis, looking and getting this cartridges deployed as a container worker nodes. That is awesome. Moonshot, man. I don't know what the Moonshot Chassis is. I feel like I should know. I need to look it up. But hey, thanks for being here. Happy Saturday, Maffney. How's it going? Moffin Maffney. Fancy. I just wanted to use someone's custom widget for a homepage, but it was severely out of date and they hadn't published an image for it. Oh, I see. That's what you were building. That is pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, that is awesome. So you're not only, helping yourself, you're helping others too. That's why I like open source for sure. Welcome back, Romeo. How's it going? Good to see you. Yakto, it's a 45 cartridge compute node chassis. Oh my gosh. Now I see. Oh yeah. So it's like blades, but cartridges. I see what you mean. From HP. All right. Man, that sounds so wild. That's right. That is right. Every time I hear the Moonshot, I'm like, what? Oh yeah. Yeah, that is awesome. 45 cartridge compute node. That is wild. That is wild, but awesome because you just add more compute. 45 nodes. Jeez. Romeo, though, how's it going, man? Good to see you. DJ Keck, good day from the land down under. I like it. Yeah, there's all kinds of puns going on in here. The land down under. We've seen your HomeLab video. Oh yeah, and ZimaCube Pro. Just wondering what your thoughts on it, and if, as you never did a video on it, what are your thoughts on it? I feel they had a chance to make a great product, but they fell short. It's tough. It's tough. Like, at the end of the day, I think the hardware is pretty good. Yeah, I mean, hardware's pretty good. The form factor is pretty good. I mean, there's a couple things I'd change on the form factor, but that doesn't change from their non-pro version, just how the magnetic strips in front. It's actually right there. No, I didn't do a video on it. I figured I'd just like, work it in a couple of things for testing. It's kind of my test NAS, physical hardware for NAS operating systems, because then, I have disks right there. I have the OS right there, PiKVM to, flash it over and over and over. So yeah, I mean, I don't have a strong feeling either way. I mean, it's cool device, you get to plug in drives, and you even get a hot swappable. I don't know, I want to call it hot swappable, but you get an NVMe drive you can plug in there too. You get some networking. I mean, at the end of the day, it's an Intel system, and it's pretty solid. I think, I think their hardware is good. I think their software story with ZimaOS and whatever they're doing could be improved. And so it would be great if their software could catch up to the hardware and really sell it as a solution. Where, hey, I mean, most people, I don't want to say most people, but, if it came with ZimaOS and it actually worked and RAID worked and everything, because it's a pretty good UI. It would be pretty good, but the hardware is in front of the software, which is usually not the case. It's usually the opposite. So I don't know what's going on with them, but I think it's pretty good. Like, it looks great, runs great. I have no qualms with it. I just couldn't. I was like, it's, I don't know. Once you get in the YouTube stuff, like, if ever, you kind of have to decide, like, okay, is this something like to spend some time on and make some videos about? And, then what's my angle? And so, I was kind of like, well, it's an NAS. And so, like, it's one thing if it would have had, an OS with it to pair that I could actually explore and talk about, that would have been great. But, just talking about the hardware and throwing TrueNAS on it, or, whatever, Unraid or HexOS or whatever, that's what it's running on there now. It's not as interesting. So I don't know. That's my take. That's my long take on it. So, but yeah, I don't. I mean, it's tough. I mean, I'm not a fan. Like, the power supply is outside, right? Which makes the device looks nice, but then you got this huge power brick. I hate power bricks, and I totally get it. Like, I totally get it that, like, do you want it to look small on a desk and hide a power brick, or do you want to put the power supply inside and make the whole case a lot bigger because power supplies are big, And so I despise bricks in general. I despise anything that's not, I don't know. I want the world to run on USB-C now. Like, I'm so over so many different power plugs. Like, I mean, I get it, like, exponentially, right? Like, because I have to test devices. Like, everything up here is like a different plug. I got, 12 volt, 5 volt, NEMA plugs, 2 prongs, you name it. I mean, USB to micro, USB to power things, USB to USB-C, USB-A. It's like, oh man, we could only just have USB-C everything. I'm talking everything. It'd be awesome. But anyways, yeah, that's kind of like where I'm at. Agreed. USB power delivery. Yeah, PD should be 90% of things. Yeah, for sure. If I could plug my lamp into a USB-C outlet, sure. I mean, I'm to that point now where it's just like, because yeah. And then, speaking of USB-C, like, these GAN chargers, I don't know how safe they are, or if they're UL listed. There's like one company that makes one of these, these USB-C or USB-A, like, power chargers that are GAN 3. It's like all over Amazon. They're on sale, but it's like 15 different company names, which always kind of scares me when you see the same thing rebranded like 15 times. It's like, okay, either these are white labeled and people are buying it and trying to selling it. I get that. Or it's like companies trying to dodge who the last company name is, like basically like shell companies. Anyways, so those GAN chargers are like incredible. I don't even know if they're UL listed, which I'm kind of embarrassed to say. I haven't checked. But man, those things are so light, so cheap, and they can deliver some power. I think up to 260, 290 or something over, total over the whole entire brick. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, I would love everything to be USB-C. For the most part. I mean, you know, do I want to plug my lamp in? I mean, realistically, no, that's not going to happen. But any device that needs power now, I'm just like, please be USB-C, unless you have a reason not to be. Because man, I'm so over like even just doing YouTube stuff and having to deal with like wall warts, 12 volt, 5 volt, whatever, 3 volt. I'm so over it. I'm so over it. I just want something universal to plug in to all of those things. And I totally get it. When you when you have industrial stuff, for some reason you need that kind of plug. I'm not I'm not a mechanical engineer, an electrical engineer. I'm just a consumer who has a lot of plugs, and I'm over it. I'm over, especially this week. You can see how many things I have on here. I mean, it's like out of control. I mean, you can't really see it. Now you can see it a little bit more, but it's, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16 devices right here that are just like, who knows what the end of the plug is going to be. Hopefully I can plug it in. Anyways, I'll get off that because I think we're all burnt out on that. So, and if not, you should be. You should be upset about the plug types, and we need to band together and say no more weird plugs. Well, I mean that's exactly what the UK did. I'm glad they did, but I still feel like I still don't get like why we can't do 12 and 5 volt. I mean, this is me not knowing anything. I'm not an electrical engineer, but why do I need a wall wart when I want to use USB-C? Like, it probably has something to do with the voltage or wattage. Like, again, I'm not an electrical engineer. I should probably know that stuff, but okay, let's see. I'll get off that. Cyber Knight, what I've been working on in Rails application development, completed CI/CD deployment with Kubernetes for it. Nice. Now I'm trying to decide which small form factor PCs to replace and augment all of my Dell R620s. Yeah, that's awesome. So building Rails applications, sweet. Got CI and CD going so you can automatically build and deploy it to Kubernetes. Awesome. I love it. That's exactly what I do. And then, replacing mini PCs, Dell R620s. That it's tough. It's tough. It depends on how much expandability you want in the future, right? And what you're doing now, because you could totally get by with a couple of N100 machines. I'm a huge fan. N100, you get 3 of them, 4 of them. And if you're doing self-hosting type stuff, it's going to be able to do the 98% of what you need, And I'm probably underselling it because it could probably do 100% of what people need. As an app engine, and I'm not saying as an NAS. There are ways to make it a NAS. Probably not a good fit. But you're not replacing your 620s probably aren't a NAS. So, anyways, I'm a huge fan of N100, so I say go low, go cheap, and I don't mean like extremely cheap, but decent devices. I don't know what brand. I mean, I use B-Link stuff only because it is really cheap, and it's the price performance is like unreal. Like being able to get an N100 CPU in a device that can actually do stuff, in a tiny form factor. Where the power supply's even inside, no wall wart, it's hard to compete with that. The newer B-Links, the power supply's right in it. So for better or worse, it's inside of it, which makes it a custom power supply. But it's again goes back to where do you put the power supply? Do you put it outside or inside? And those trade-offs. And so B-Link said, at least for the EQ13, we're going to put it inside. Because we don't like these power bricks, which increase the size of the device, from about 4 inches to 5 inches, but it's so tiny. So anyways, I'm a fan of those. Other brands, I mean, it depends on what you want. Do you want, silent or passively cooling? There's so many out there, but it's fun. It's fun. Let's see. VST King just got done setting up my second TrueNAS server. Now I can reliably back up all of my VMs and machines. I'm jealous, man. I'm jealous. That's where I hope to be in a couple of months. That's where I hope to be. I'm doing a couple of upgrades to my HL15 and my Storinator, and I think that's kind of what I decided. I haven't decided totally yet. I'm spoiling some stuff, but I think that's the route I'm going to go. Have 2 TrueNAS servers, and that might seem like that might seem like, oh my gosh, you're going to run all that all the time. No. My second one's pretty much going to be bare bones TrueNAS. And what I mean by that, no slog, no L2 ARC, minimal RAM. It's already maxed out. Well, the slots are maxed out, so I'm not going to touch it. Low power CPU, as low power as the Xeon can get. Only powered on certain times of the day. Run those backups then, and then power it back on. And then as far as my drive layout, I'm not going to do, mirrored VDEVs, right? I do that on my main NAS because I want performance and space and expandability. On my other one, I'm not going to go, like RAID 0 or, I am going to have some parity. But it might be RAID Z2. It might be something that's terrible for performance and that, you might not normally do in production, but it's going to be my second copy of my data here locally. And I don't want to spend a bunch of money on all those drives. I'm going to do it like the cheapest, quote unquote, cheapest way you could do it with ZFS, which is, RAID Z2. So I don't know. It sounds fun. So anyways, I'm jealous you're there because that's where I want to be. So congratulations. So, oh man, let's see. Minisform. There we go. So yeah, Minisform MSO1. So yeah, totally. Like if you want the best, pretty much, quote unquote, the best, mini PC. I mean that's like a workstation class PC. Yeah, absolutely. MSO1. Like I didn't even bring it up because in my head when I think mini PC, I think low power, SIPs power. Yeah, I think tiny, I think small. But yeah, Minisforum is a mini PC. I'd call it a mini workstation. But it's dual 2.5, dual 10 gig. It's got networking for days. I don't even know what you do with all that networking. I'm surprised they put 2.5s and dual 10 gigs on there because I'm like, well, if you just would have put SFP Plus and you had some modules, like you're there already. But they did. So, but yeah. It is awesome. Yeah, refurbished enterprise drive. No, I totally agree. For sure. But I'm still going to go. I am, because I buy refurbished drives now, which is awesome. I buy them now, factory refurbished, because then I get I get the warranty, and plus then the seller, I think, tax on an additional warranty. But yeah, it's pretty much all I buy now. If I'm buying bulk or large, storage devices, yeah, it's use enterprise. Usually, well, yeah, or use enterprise or, consumer refurbished. How about that? Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, less networking on the AMD one. Yeah, I got that here too. Speaking of the MSA one. Yeah, for sure. And the MSA one, that's again like a workstation. Mini PC it's hard for me to call it a mini PC, which it is, by anyone's standards or rules. But the last 5 years, the waves of the mini PCs, in your head, you think, okay, low power, cheap, mostly plastic networking. Yeah, maybe, slow SSD, it's like the netbook, Now when I think, well, way more capable than the netbook, I won't go there. Although those were good, but Windows paired with it wasn't, which gave the netbook a bad name. Anyways, I won't go there. I'm still kind of bitter about that because I think they were great little devices. So MSA1 is great. I mean, that's a pretty powerful little workstation for what you get. It is awesome. It is pretty awesome. MSA1 too. Like I personally, I like the MSA1 better. And that's, so when Minisforum sent me this one, like it is cool, but it's just like different hardware inside. And it's not like the same type of hardware someone would expect if they like the MSO1. So this is like a totally different use case. And that's where I was, I'm not enough of the inside baseball, but that was another product where I was like, it's cool, just not enough here. There's not enough here for me to talk about it. And that's kind of how it goes sometimes. So, but don't get me wrong, just because I didn't talk about it or have a video on it doesn't mean it's not a great device. It's like, I got to be able to, tell a story or talk about it or have some angle on it. And that one, it's just all around like a great mini workstation for anyone who wants to buy a mini workstation that's pretty affordable. And that's that would have been the title of the YouTube video. And it's great. It's a great mini workstation, and what else do you say about it? So no, it is awesome. Like I love the MSO one because it's so unique. and you know, it's Intel QuickSync, like all those things I like about it, all the networking for days. The MSA one is I feel like they weren't targeting the same market. You know, MSO1 people were like, sweet, I'm going to use this as a server. MSA1 came out, it's like, sweet, I'm going to use this. I'm not going to use this as a server. No, I'll get the MSA one, you know? And so the MSA one was more like, you know, it should have been more towards, hey, I need a decent desktop to do my work, or I need to just replace my desktop and get something that works great. Hey, this is more than capable, and I think that's how you know, the angle they should work. Don't hire me for marketing, because you could tell by my YouTube video titles, they're not the greatest. But dude, man, thank you so much. How's it going, man? Oh, how's it going, Sub with Prime, dude? Thank you so much. Appreciate it. How's it going? Cybet resub Prime. 32 months, dang, dude. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. And the Grease Monkey, I talked about that. Appreciate it. Thank you. Man, yeah, welcome back. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Our person. Thank you. This is, I won't click on the next thing until I'm ready to talk about it. But anyways, I talked about that for a long time. But yeah, sounds awesome. Minisforum, yeah, absolutely awesome. They have some really unique devices. I hope they're around for a long time. I hope they continue to make unique devices because some of the devices they make are like, that's interesting. You know, the devices they make kind of remind me of the old days of making computers where, you know, let's put a screen on it for fun. Okay, you know, Minisforum did that. You know, they definitely aren't making cookie cutter machines. And that's why I really like and respect Minisforum and their engineers who are designing these products, because they don't do anything cookie cutter. So pretty awesome. Hey, all, Sigor, how's it going? Good to see you. Marchable, first stream. Been following, but the first one I could catch. Hey, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it. Virtual Alex, I know most don't care or use Docker Swarm anymore. Yeah. All right. So, all right, next one. Did you use it? No, I'm kidding. Virtual Alex, I know most don't care or use Docker Swarm anymore and went the Gates route, but I got Swarm successfully installed on my Turing Pi2 board with RK1 modules. That is awesome. Keeping my main services there for now, while I build a Kates cluster and VMs to tinker with. Once I get proficient enough, I may make the switch to the Turing Pi2. That is awesome. So yeah, that is like, I totally get it. Like, it's funny because, like, you know, what you do in HomeLab is your own business, right? And so no one has the right to say, don't do that because there's no future in that. You know what I mean? That'd be half the stuff I do. You know, that'd be half the stuff I do, you know, and tinker with. It'd be like, why are you putting RGB in your server? Like that is dumb and no one's gonna see it but you. Yeah, but I want to see it. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't. You know, when you bring up Docker Swarm, you don't have to feel bad. That's what I'm saying. You're allowed to talk about Docker Swarm. Although, you know, I like Kubernetes, and if you bring it up, so many people are gonna say, yeah, learn Kubernetes. It'll go further. But you know what? It's your home lab, and you have to support it, and you have to maintain it, and you have to like it. So you can be anything you want. But I will say, though, once you start learning Kubernetes, you're going to like it. I think you'll like it. And I don't know anything about Swarm. I like know zero, honestly. And just because I never had experience with it, and I learned Kubernetes kind of early, you know, when it was early adopters. And so I kind of hopped over that step. But I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it. Very, you know, declarative. It's and I assume that's how Swarm is, too. But I hear the Swarm is pretty easy, especially when it comes to, like, you know, load balancers or reverse proxies, pretty easy stuff. You know, where, you know, when you get into Kubernetes, because, you know, it's cloud native and, you know, you gotta spin up a software load balancer and you have this weird VIP, you're like, what is going on? But if it were physical, you'd be like, yeah, totally. That's a load balancer that goes out to the internet. Yeah, I know exactly. But yeah, anyways. But yeah, don't use normal word about any of us. That is true. That is true. Yeah, it is true. I mean, if you're one of us, then you're normal, right? All right. There's degrees of normal, right? There's degrees of normal. If you're in this crew, like, yeah, kind of normal for most people. But yeah, Swarm is fine for the rest of us. Yeah, for sure. For sure. But let's see. But yeah, anyways, that sounds awesome. Glad you got it going on your Turing Pi2, because that sounds great. Yeah, I'd love to hear it. And RK1s, pretty awesome. Gearling sent me 3 RK1s, and I haven't been able to use them yet. And I'm half tempted to send them back, and he's going to say, don't send them back. So I don't know. We'll figure out what to do with them. But that is awesome. That is awesome. I'm glad you like it. I have a feeling that once you start learning Kubernetes and doing it, you're going to be like, oh, this is awesome. Oh, I have operators. Oh, this is sweet. You know, all these things you could do. But if, you know, it's at your own pace, right? You have your home production that you want to keep up, right? You want your home production to kind of work, right? You have some services running, and that means you just don't take it down. You know, you got to learn, you know, you're not just going to destroy your home cluster just to learn Kubernetes. No, you set up a new environment, smaller environment, maybe virtual machines, you know, or a Minikube on your own machine and build out this little cluster and learn it. Then once you feel comfortable, then you get to decide if that's what you want to do. So yeah, it sounds fun. Tech Life, hi all, how's it going? Good to see you. DJ Keck, did you see Minisforum new product, the MSA2? Oh my gosh. Oh, no, I didn't. This is exactly what we're talking about. Maybe this solves exactly what I was saying. Like, you know, and I even told them, I was like, there's just not enough here that's different. It's different from MSA1, but not, or I'm sorry. I told him, you know, it's great and it's different from the MSO1, but it's not, you know, that different from other things than you could build. So it was just like in this weird spot. Like if you need a great workstation, heck yeah, go for it. But no, I didn't. The MSA2, the AMD version of the MSO1, this is exactly what I told them. I'm sure they knew. I'm sure they knew because there was so much confusion, you know. And it has some extra PCIe lanes. Oh yeah, so 2x4, nice, 2x4x4 M.2 lanes, and a 3x4 M.2 16-core CPU. Nice. Looks like a perfect, amazing product for a perfect, amazing HomeLab system. No, I totally agree. Because, you know, on AMD stuff, then, yeah, you get a couple more lanes than Intel. So, yeah, that is good news. That is great news. And this is exactly what I was talking about, like, a little bit earlier. When it comes to Minisforum, like, they're doing interesting stuff, right? And so, while, you know, mini PCs and desktop PCs and laptop PCs, like, they're out there. But you know, they're all kind of the same. Minisforum, no, they are not the same, and they're doing different stuff, and that's why I respect them as a company. Those engineers there and the product developers are like, let's build the thing that no one asked for, but once we give it to them, they're gonna want it, you know. And it's kind of what you got to do with new products. Like, who asked for an MSO1 that had, you know, dual 10 gig LAN, dual 2.5 gig LAN, all these PCIe lanes for NVMe? No one. I mean, maybe someone did ask for it, but the market in general didn't ask for it. You know, the market didn't say, we need this. They said, we'll make this. And, you know, it's basically like, if you build it, they will come. And that's what they're doing. So anyways, you know, all I know is what I see from the outside, and I see them doing really cool stuff. So Owen loves rice. I have been looking at the hardware for Docker. Oh yeah. How do you like the Turing Pis? I still have, so I like the Turing Pis. Like I like it. The Turing Pi2, yeah. So it's great. I still have like a dev board. And so like I'm on a really, you know, older firmware version that I can't like upgrade easily. So like, you know, I wish that I had more time to play with it, or I had another board or some way to upgrade it. But you know, it's for me, it's a weird spot because it's 4-node, which, okay, like then I decided like, okay, well, if it's 4-node, you know, 3 nodes, maybe Kubernetes, and then on top of that, then, you know, 1 node for a virtual machine or just a spare Linux server. So it is definitely cool. Like if you need 2 or 3 machines, yeah, it's pretty cool. But you know, then like you know, the micro SD, not a fan. And then, you know, you can then do multiple NVMEs, I think, on the back, which my board doesn't have because mine was so early. I think that might be on the V2 version of the 2. I don't know. So they had a couple hardware releases. I do wish that I had a more recent hardware release because I got the pre-release. I got the one that was like, their engineering board. So, but it's pretty cool, especially if you need something compact or you want to put it in, a mini ITX case and basically, hey, I got 4 computers inside this one thing, super low power. It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Romeo, are you looking forward to the 50 series GPUs? Yeah. I mean, I have my 3090, and that does everything I need right now, right? There might be things in the future that I need that I don't know about yet. It handles a lot of my AI workloads. Sorry, that was like I was almost going Wookiee on there. It handles all of my AI workloads, which are small. Olama, chat, stuff like that. Some of my Home Assistant stuff. For Whisper and faster Whisper. Like it handles all that pretty good. Has a decent amount of RAM on there too. I mean, for me personally, what I currently would be most interested in is to be honest, it's going to be the CUDA cores and how much NVRAM, and so for gaming, I don't do a lot of gaming anymore, and it's sad. It is sad. It is sad when I talk about like the last game I played and stuff. Well, I play old games anyways, but just the last time I actually played a game, it's kind of sad to talk about. But I'm excited for it. I saw their slide of like, hey, the same performance of, 4090 for $570 for the 5070 or something. They're saying that, hey, their low tier is going to be as fast as the high tier from last generation, but there's tons of asterisks on that, and it means something that, we all figured, which was, hey, they're just comparing, some specs with some features turned off, It's basically like the Apple approach. The new iPhone 16 is 8 times faster than the iPhone 8. It's like, what? Okay. And the battery is 2 times longer than the iPhone 11. It's like, what? Okay. What are you talking about? I feel like NVIDIA is starting to do some of those things. They're going to compare it to themselves. And so, Apple does the same thing. Like, why compare it to other people? Like, we're going to compare it to our own thing. And so, it's funny seeing NVIDIA, play that game too, where they're like, yeah, we're not going to compare to, our competition. We're just not even going to mention them. So we're not comparing us to our competition. We're just not even going to talk about them. We're just going to compare ourselves to ourselves. So anyways, it's a good strategy. Anyways, but yeah, I wish I would love to have one. Man, oh man, they're going to draw some power and some heat. But I'm content with my 3090. Like I made that purchase at the beginning of COVID, and it was expensive, but I'm still happy with it. I don't use it for gaming. I used it for rendering. Like half of my YouTube career was rendered on that thing. So it's not anymore, but it might make a comeback here soon when I build my Windows workstation in. So anyways, I'm looking forward to it for everyone else, right? And I'm hoping they're available for people. And I hope the fact that they're saying like, hey, the 5070 is great for gaming and it's low price, will then separate the market for the GPUs. And maybe that's what they're doing too. And I'm kind of thinking that's what they're doing, is saying, hey, all of these gaming features, gaming cards, people who want, a decent gaming card can buy this one. And the people who want, tons of NVRAM and tons of CUDA cores and everything else buy this one. And then what you're saying is, okay, well, now gamers, depending on what they want, aren't competing for every card, So, and, who knows, maybe they should do more of this in the future. I don't think so. But when you have, now when you had Bitcoin miners and gamers and now AI, it's just like, all right. Now that Bitcoin's coming back, it's like, man, everyone's competing for these, a lot of markets competing for it. So I don't know. I'm excited either way to see it, even though I won't get one. Budney, I returned my Promax 24 that I bought before Christmas, and we'll be getting the Flex 2.5 PoE when it gets released next week. Yeah, I saw that. Promax 24, wow, that's a big downsize then. Originally bought the Promax 24, that's going down a lot of ports, I think, from maybe 24, but then down to 2.5, which I think that one has 8. It's been a while. So, It's not been a while. I just don't remember what was on that slide. So yeah, I saw it's coming January. I don't know, January 17th. You better be on it. You better be hitting that F5. Sign up for notifications. I'm sure those will go fast. But yeah, sounds awesome. I will have to check it out. All right, too bad they got rid of some of the network ports on the AMD one. Oh, so I didn't see that. I didn't see it yet. Nickname. Oh, wait. Gizmo. Got one. Hey, all. And g'day. Hey, all. Woot. All right, so let's see. Nickname. Working on installing Nextcloud just for file storage and trying to decide between making it an app on TrueNAS scale or adding it to Docker on Windows and Ubuntu Proxmox VM. Yeah, that's a tough decision, you know. With the way things are now, I mean, me personally, I would put it on TrueNAS. Why do I say that? Because I'm going to be doing that here soon, so that's why. No. The reason why I would say that's a good choice is to run, especially Nextcloud, as an app on TrueNAS is for many reasons. But first of all, availability. Most likely, your NAS is always going to be up, right? It's always going to be on. It's the thing you care about. If it's down, people are screaming, you're screaming, and you're going to do everything you can do to get it back up. That's one. Two, you get the benefits of ZFS and snapshots and all of that stuff. So you know, while you're running that application on there, you're getting a really good, fast, you know, file system underneath it. Yeah, file system, cached, ZFS, all the goodness of ZFS. And then three, if you you know, depending on how tuned your TrueNAS is, how much RAM you have, like if you're using SSDs for the apps and all that stuff, depending on how tuned it is, like everyone who uses part of that ZFS pool is going to get that same benefit. So that's kind of, you know, that's where I'm going to be moving here in a little bit. A lot of my apps that were Docker only, I'm going to be moving there because all those reasons I just said is because my NAS is always up. If it's down, people are screaming. I'm screaming. You know, it's the first thing that I turn back on. I need it on all the time, you know, and I care about it more than my, you know, random virtual machine. And then, like I said, on top of that, it's, you know, it's getting all the benefits of ZFS, so quick, easy, lots of snapshots, lots of backups. And then my ZFS pool, you know, it's pretty tuned. I can push more than 10 gigabit over the wire if I need to. Not going to. But that's saying that my pool is fast, seek is fast, write is fast, read is fast, and then I get, you know, ARC, you know, or RAM caching on all of that stuff for subsequent reads. So yeah, it's so then I'm like, okay, well, if it's my fastest storage in my network, and for you, the file, you know, might not make too much difference on Nextcloud, you know, because that's real app heavy, right? That's real app heavy. Going through and, you know, going through web pages and all that stuff. But yeah, that's what I do. And that's kind of where I'm moving here soon. It's like, okay, all of my Docker only stuff soon will be on TrueNAS. We'll see. I'm going to try. I guess that's the point of my thing is like, I'm kind of gonna try. Is it HomeLab law that if you run updates, everything breaks? Yes and no at the same time. Yes and no at the same time. Yeah, I don't know. I've been pretty lucky on updates. I've been pretty lucky on most updates. There was like, you know, Proxmox 5, I had one that like, you know, of course we were all on beta stuff, but Proxmox 5, like I'm talking like the old days of Proxmox, you know, back in my Proxmox days, you know, we didn't have all this SDN and stuff. Anyways, it's been a while since I've had an update break stuff. I mean, Docker images, yeah. I mean, if we're talking, yeah, updating anything, yeah. And I think a lot of people are just like, you know, if it works, just leave it alone. But I'm kind of on the other side where I'm like, if it works, the next update might make it better. And so I'm bad when it comes to, and I'm not bad. But if you ask me ever, should I update this? I'm going to say yes. You know, where some people are cautious. They'll say, I don't know about this update. I'm going to wait, let everyone else beta test, you know, even though it's official and it's out, I'm going to wait, going to let it simmer, marinate, and then I'll get it. And me? No, I'm like, yeah, let's do it. I mean, I'm a little bit, you know, bearish now, or sorry, bullish, bearish. I'm bearish now on on alphas and betas and stuff like that, because not that things have really gone that wrong. It's just I kind of need to run. I want my stuff stable, and I kind of need my stuff to work all the time. So, you know, I do value stability, but at the same time, the instant something is general availability, I'm all over it. So, for sure. Let's see. Okay. So, but yeah, I hope you figure it out. Hopefully it's something easy. If it's not easy, hopefully you have backups. If you don't have backups, I'm sorry. Hopefully it's just revert. I upgraded my UPS at home, and thanks to your video on NUT, it was very simple. Added it to get the second one running. Just need to fine tune and work out what server runs on which UPS. Dude, DJ Master Keck, that is awesome. And thank you for saying it was simple, because it was complicated for me to figure out. So man, you are now one with NUT. Okay, this is getting weird, but that is awesome. I'm glad you got it going. You'll have to let me know how you coordinate your shutdowns. I did it for a little bit, but it's just kind of scary. It's kind of scary because then you need to do the opposite, you know. And so automating shutdowns, you know, on a scale of, well, relatively speaking, pretty easy. Automating startups, not so easy. And so that's where I was kind of like, okay, like, you know, if I automatically shut this thing down, how am I going to get it back on? And then I had this little Pi 0 that was always pinging stuff, and it was down, it would turn it back on. Then I realized, well, I can't do that anymore because I just shut the thing down. Now I'm turning it back on and the UPS is low. So yeah, it gets tough. It gets tough. Yeah, that is right. Mr. DJ Keck is now one with the NUT because he is a NUT master because he's installed it on 2 machines now. I mean, he's installed it on 2 machines. He's pretty good at it. Me, not so much. It is light in here. No, he's one with his internet. Okay, so Flowdash, just setting up my A1 3D printer. Hey, that is awesome. That is awesome. That is awesome, Flowdash. I want the A1 Mini. I'll take an A1, but I want a second one. So I'm kind of jealous because, like, you know, I have long prints and I have short prints, and now I'm like dividing prints up in my head. Like, hey, this is a 4 or 5 hour print. That might be good for tonight, but if I get it in early, I could get a couple 4 or 5 hour prints. Got a couple 1 hour prints. You know, I could squeeze those in everywhere. So now I'm like dividing my day up according to print times, and I hope that ends soon. But I'm printing a ton of stuff, like for an upcoming video. So I think you'll see something on Gearling pretty soon. I might make an appearance in there if I actually get that to him tomorrow. But yeah, I'm printing a ton of stuff for this video coming up, and I wish I had a second, but I can't do it, because if I go second, then I'm going to duplicate everything I have, and it'll just be wild. It'll be nonsense. Yeah, some BIOS have, power on option. I agree, Mob Farmer. Mr. DJ Nuts. All right, I'll do that. Mr. DJ Nuts. But yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, the power on option. That was always my, that was always my insurance policy, or my security blanket, like when I go out of town too. If is basically I would set my server to wake up every day automatically at 1300 hours, which, you know, 1 o'clock. And if it's on, doesn't matter, right? If it's on, it doesn't matter. If it's off, it shouldn't be. That was kind of the thought in my head. It's my server, so I want it always on. And so that's what I used to set in the BIOS. And then so if I ever shut my server down accidentally, never happened. But, you know, it was me thinking through, you know, basically doing the Boy Scout thing. Even though I was never in Boy Scouts, it was like, oh, what if I shut it down and I'm like out of town and I don't have smart plugs? You know, all the things that never happen that you plan for. That was the ultimate backup, was, well, just set an alarm on BIOS at 1300 hours and I'll just know if I ever shut it down, hey, at least it's coming back on at 1 in the morning. Then I was like, can you set multiple alarms and just have it repeat? And I was like, no, you can't. And the BIOS was not ready for that. But oh man, let's see. That's how Activision Blizzard do it too. Yeah, for sure. On banning. Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people do. This is probably going back to banning and me getting banned. I'm sure a lot of companies do that, right? They have heuristics to detect suspicious activity, shut it down right away, and then let them file an appeal. Never file an appeal. Oh well. If they do, then you have a human review. I totally get it. I totally get it. You know, it should be guilty until proven innocent. You know, as long as your rule set or your heuristics, however you're detecting, you know, this bad actor is right? You don't want false positives. And so I wish they could put something on my account to say, he's okay, you know, he's with me. Or like a trust me bro on my account. So they don't ban me again. Unless I'm doing something wrong, but I know I can almost guarantee it's my bot. They're not going to tell me, but I, you know, when I woke up that morning and I got the email from them at 4 a.m., I was like, what could possibly be happening at 4 a.m.? And I thought, well, my bot's always kind of running. And so maybe it got into a crash loop and tried to request too many, you know, refresh tokens. And my bot was crashing then when I checked, but that's because I had no more tokens because I was banned. So anyways, I should have better logging on that, but I didn't. So let's see. Nextcloud. Oh, yeah, there you go. Hey. So speaking of, I have the TrueNAS Nextcloud app installed. It works good. Don't see the need for an Ubuntu VM. That's kind of where I'm going. Like now that TrueNAS is using Docker and it's not, you know, convoluted, you know, Kubernetes stuff, nothing against anyone who did any work on that. Me as a consumer, I want it kind of straightforward. And so after they switch to that, I think that's the way I'm going to go too. For all those reasons I said, right? For sure. Guilty until proven innocent. I know. That's how it is. That's how it is when it comes to security. But I can understand. You know, I can empathize with them. You know, being in IT, I kind of empathize. And that's why, you know, I gave them the benefit of the doubt. And, and towards the end of the week, I wasn't getting salty, but I was just kind of like, oh, man, you know, it was just the wrong week to get banned. And not because of not my wrong week, but the wrong week for the employees there, right? And the employees there, you know, they got to have, you know, they have a life too, you know, and so I wasn't really that salty. It was actually good. It was good for content. You know, it was good for me to try out YouTube Live. You know, it was good for everything. And it's good for me to then think through that stuff. So I didn't mind one bit. I didn't mind. It was kind of fun. Tim, one question. Why do you use Proxmox and not just K3S on bare metal? Yeah, this is a great question. X Johnny Knox. You know, personally, I do that because for me, it's a lot easier to back up and restore a machine if it's virtualized, right? And so, you know, a lot of people will go bare metal, and that's fine. That's great. Like, I have nothing against it. But I like a hypervisor above it. So I can get easy snapshots, easy backups, you know, automation. Like if I need to rebuild the thing, that's real hard on physical, real hard. You know, if I need to rebuild it on a hypervisor, real easy. Clone a template or restore from backup or just file new virtual machine. You know, there's no file new virtual machine, but you know what I mean. And so for me, it's more operational than anything else. More operational. Like I don't want to run up to this machine with the USB flash drive and hit boot to network, boot from this thing and rebuild it, you know. And then how do you back up, you know, physical machines then anyways? And I got to come up with this, for me, would be this super crazy custom backup solution, you know, that required certain things. So I don't know. That's why. So I all of those reasons. And so I'm really big on, like, if I'm gonna, I always put a hypervisor on first, and it's always Proxmox on most of my machines, unless it's, you know, a desktop machine, because for the super small overhead of 2%, and I think that's only on the compute side, you get so many capabilities that, like, you know, snapshots, ZFS, like, you know, the whole 9 yards, you know, templates, you name it. And visualization of all of the stuff, SDN. So that's why I do it. Operational. It's totally operational. And I like Proxmox. And, you know, if one day I decide, like, hey, K3S, I don't want to do it anymore, then, you know, I don't have to. And Proxmox is still there. You know, and it, you know, even adding more nodes to K3S, like, it's so easy to do all of the things, like scaling wise and maintenance stuff wise. It's makes it a lot easier, for sure. Man, you guys, I'm going to get in trouble because my wife was like, how long are you going to be? Well, she didn't say it like that. She was like, hey dear, how long do you think you'll be streaming today? And I was like, oh yeah, roughly an hour. She's like, but last week it was like 2.5. I was like, yeah, but last week I was on YouTube. Anyways, I need to, enough about that. I do need to wrap it up. So I'm definitely going to look at for some of these comments. It looks like I clicked on a ton of them. So I don't want to jump over ones that that you might want to talk to me. Better run through this. I ran 2013 SBS for Exchange until 2016. Oh yeah, small business server. Oh man, remember the small business server? Remember Windows Home Server? Man. License for less than $100. Yeah, I remember that. Small business server was the way to go. It was like basically you get a file server, you get Active Directory, you basically get everything all in one for less than $100. Oh yeah, and it was and it came with the mail server too. Talk about putting all your eggs in one basket, you know. It was like, hi, here's Windows, and on top of that, run your mail server. On top of that, let it be your file server. And then on top of that, let it be your, mail server too. And your file, Oh, by the way, run your business on that. Yeah. Yeah, it was, but it was awesome for what it was. Small business server was pretty cool. I managed to get my hands on it too. And that's when I started getting into HomeLabbing stuff. I started with Windows stuff and then kind of got into Linux. And I was like, this is great. Now I don't need a domain controller and DNS, like all the stuff a real enterprise needs. I can do that. And I think it did DNS too. I think my works, one was migrated from small business server 2003. Yeah, it was good. Like at the time, it was good. It was like hard to compete. Like how are you going to compete with, this vertical, this vertical. It was a whole vertical for mail, authentication, storage, DNS. It was pretty awesome. I thought it was pretty awesome at the time. So I stopped at small business server and started reminiscing, but you said for Exchange 2016 till I found a cheap Exchange license for less than $100 that I upgraded to, but Exchange 2016 and 2019 goes end of life in October this year, and my antivirus expires in April. So unless I find another cheap license, I'm done. Man, that is quite the life though, to say you went from 2013 small business server to 2016 and Exchange 2016 and then 2019. Man, that is like me going from FreeNAS to TrueNAS to TrueNAS Core to TrueNAS, the other TrueNAS and TrueNAS Scale and back. Man, that is awesome. That is awesome. But no, that is awesome. I mean, can you even run Exchange like on-prem anymore? This is me asking, like, kind of for real. I'm assuming you can. But yeah, it's like, yeah, what do you do? Yeah, it's kind of wild. I think you can still run Exchange up. Like, is that a thing anymore? Or are they just basically throwing in the towel and saying, like, yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go with Microsoft 365 now. Outlook in the cloud is always support. I don't know. I assume you can run Exchange like in your environment. So I think last version was 2019 and there's no more. Here I go again, like trying to empathize and see both sides. Like for them as a business, that is great. For them as a business, that is probably great, because think about the support nightmare that is. But then for everyone running it, that kind of sucks. It does. It kind of stinks. And, what about for the people who, I guess, can't have their mail hosted? I guess that's why they have all the security certifications on everything. So, yeah, I don't know. That is wild. So then, you'll be on 2019, unsupported and unpatched, no antivirus. No more spam ruling, and it might be time to go. I mean, if you're hosting your own mail, then it's time to go open source with something. Then so now you need to run Windows Server plus Hyper-V role. Wait, Hyper-V? Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, oh man. All right, Salvarius, why are you worried about being in the doghouse? Just throw a blanket and a pillow down in the DC and you'll be comfortable. Was this to me? It might have been to me. Oh yeah, but it probably was to me when I was talking about my wife. And yeah. It actually, it would be pretty nice in my server room to actually lay down in there, because it's cement floors and that's just touching the earth, so it's always nice and cool. So Anyways, man, yeah, this was awesome. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you coming here. It is great to be back on Twitch and have lights work. Like you can change the lights and things are just kind of back and cozy and things work. And I don't have to worry about how do I even show a message on screen because it all works. So anyways, I appreciate you coming back. I appreciate there was a ton of support here today. I appreciate it. There was subs, resubs, bits, gifted subs, and then lots of follows. So, man, I appreciate it so much. But, I greatly appreciate you just being here and chat and talking about stuff. Earlier, we were talking about there's no normal, in HomeLabbing stuff. But, hey, you guys make me feel kind of normal when I talk about this stuff, unlike everywhere else. So, and I know that sounds cheesy, but it is. Like, this is my one time a week, selfishly, to talk about HomeLab stuff out loud. And maybe it's your one time a week where, you get to talk about this kind of stuff too, where people understand you. So that's it is kind of selfishly, I get to talk about HomeLab stuff. I don't get to talk about it anywhere else. So, it's always this push and pull. Like, I love doing it, but then I kind of feel like, oh man, I don't know. Anyways, I'm not going to get all mushy, but, I appreciate it. You guys make me feel normal. How about that? That's how's that for a compliment? You make me feel normal. Anyways, yeah, thank you so much for everything. I will be back probably here on Twitch. If I don't get banned, I'll be back here. If not, YouTube Live again. It'd be fun to kind of switch it up. And I will have something out for you this week. Like I said, talking about PiKVM stuff, pretty wild stuff. So. Anyways, I'll be around in Discord if you need me, yeah, if just ping me if you need me. If I skipped over your comment, I do apologize. I try to get through them all, but I'm pretty long in the tooth with most things, and especially when it comes to time and talking about tech. So I appreciate it. Yeah, no, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys being here, and yeah, take care, folks. Be good to each other. Take care.